Welcome, race fans, to the Circuit of the Americas for what promises to be an absolutely wild ride today. We've got some juicy insider information that's sure to make this race one for the history books. Keep your eyes peeled for Daniel Bourne, starting in P9, who's known for his unconventional and sometimes downright questionable tactics. Rumor has it that his team has been up to some buttery business behind the scenes. Strap in, folks, because this is going to be a race like no other. And they're off. Bourne hugs the inside line, probably hoping to butter up the competition and slip right past them. Let's see if his greasy tactics pay off. Ooh, contact from D'Elia. Bourne stays on track but loses positions. I guess D'Elia wanted to churn out a better result. Race fans, we've got a real soap opera on our hands today. Bourne's team is under investigation for allegedly using butter from the Texas State Fair sculptures to grease up their car. Crazy, right? Officials are looking into it, and Bourne could be in hot water if it's true. Meanwhile, Hassan is right on Bourne's tail, looking to take advantage of any slip-ups. Will Bourne's butter gamble pay off? Or will he churn out a disappointing result? Stay tuned, folks! Hassan is sticking to Bourne like butter on a hot biscuit. Bourne better watch out! Hassan is making his move, but Bourne's defending hard. It's a battle of butter versus willpower out there, folks. Hassan has the better exit and is catching Bourne on the straight. But wait, Bourne's on the radio, screaming, "I can't believe it's not working! I'm slipping and sliding like a greased pig!" His butter strategy might be melting away as Hassan closes in, hungry for a pass. Hassan's on the inside, alongside Bourne. Bourne's sawing at the wheel, weaving back and forth, trying to block Hassan's every move. It's a desperate defense from Bourne, but will it be enough to keep Hassan at bay? What's that smell? It's butter! Bourne's car is wafting the distinct aroma of melted butter, leaving spectators and pit crews alike scratching their heads. Some are savoring the rich, creamy scent, while others are wondering if they're at a racetrack or a county fair. Bourne hits the yellow curbs, his car wiggling like jello. Hassan pounces, ready to spread Bourne's chances thin. Can Bourne's buttery secret weapon save him? It's a slippery situation! What a move by Hassan! He sliced past Bourne like a hot knife through butter. But with Bourne's dairy-fueled antics out in the open, who knows what slippery tricks he might have up his sleeve? This race is turning out to be a dairy tale, unlike any other. Bourne's chasing Hassan, but I've got to admit, I'm growing tired of his butter antics. Though, for some reason, I'm suddenly craving a big, buttery bucket of popcorn. Can't imagine why. As they charge up turn one, Eichner suddenly runs wide, leaving the door open for Bourne to make a move. The butter-loving underdog seizes the opportunity and tries to overtake, but Eichner manages to hold him off, keeping Bourne firmly in his rearview mirror. Bourne comes over the radio to Eichner, his voice dripping with determination. "Hey, Eichner, I've got a proposition for you. I know you're the big shot butter sculpture champion, but I think I can take you on. How about this, if I can beat you in a butter sculpting contest? ElevenLabs matey to pass on thou Gossiwati track. What do you say?" Eichner, clearly caught off guard, takes a moment to respond. "Bourne, you've got some nerve challenging me like that. You think you can just butter me up and expect me to roll over? Tell you what, if you can sculpt a life-size replica of your race car, complete with spinning wheels and a tiny butter version of yourself in the cockpit, I'll not only let you pass, but also teach you some of my secret sculpting techniques. But if you lose, you've got to stick to racing and leave the butter to the pros. Deal?" Bourne, never one to back down from a challenge, eagerly accepts. Bourne makes a daring cutback move, slipping past Eichner with the finesse of a butter sculptor's knife. Eichner is absolutely furious, folks. Eichner screaming over the radio, "Bourne, you slimy, double-crossing, butter-loving cheat. We had a deal, and you just melted it faster than a stick of butter in a Texas summer." Bourne, smugly, "What's the matter, Eichner? Can't handle a little friendly competition? I guess you're not as smooth as you think." Eichner, "Friendly? You call that friendly, you margarine-brained backstabber? I'll show you friendly when I catch up to you and turn your car into a sculpture of shame." Bourne, As we enter lap 7, the battle between Bourne and his arch-rival Alsop is really starting to sizzle, and we've just received word from the FIA that, according to the little-known buttery bylaws in the culinary section of the rulebook, specifically the margarine mandate in Acta 12, subsection 3, Bourne is indeed allowed to use butter as a performance-enhancing lubricant. Who knew? This news has sent shockwaves through the paddock, with some teams scrambling to secure their own supply of premium-grade butter. Meanwhile, Bourne's confidence is spreading like warm butter on toast as he inches ever closer to Alsop, ready to make his move. Incredible scenes here at the Circuit of the Americas. The Porsches ahead have collided, and Bourne has managed to slip through the chaos like a greased-up pig at the county fair. He's now surged up to P9, and his butter-powered move has left the competition scrambling. The teams are now frantically searching for any source of butter they can find, hoping to gain an advantage in this slippery situation. We've got reports of mechanics raiding the catering tents, sneaking into the VIP lounges, and even hijacking an ice cream truck that took a wrong turn into the paddock. Some crews are getting creative, trying to churn their own butter using the high-speed vibrations from their car engines. Others are sending out scouts to nearby farms, hoping to secure a secret stash of the golden elixir. It's a dairy-fueled frenzy down here, folks, and the lengths these teams will go to for as Bourne continues his relentless pursuit of his nemesis Alsop, the teams up and down the pit lane are in an absolute frenzy, folks. It seems that the revelation about the margarine mandate has sent everyone into a butter-fueled tailspin. I can't believe my eyes, but the crew members are actually running around with sticks of butter, frantically comparing the merits of unsalted versus salted, low-fat versus full-fat, and even margarine versus the real deal. They're rubbing the different types of butter on their visors, sniffing them like a sommelier would a fine wine, and even, wait, did that mechanic just take a bite out of a stick of butter? Some are even attempting to melt down the butter and pour it directly into their fuel tanks, hoping for some sort of dairy-powered boost. I've witnessed a lot of crazy things in my butter battle. Bourne, Alsop side by side. Dairy duel turns sour. Bourne slides, Alsop glides. Margarine mayhem reigns supreme on track. Folks, I can hardly believe what I'm seeing here. Bourne, in his desperate quest to catch Alsop, has stooped to a new low. He's actually opened up his cockpit and is throwing sticks of butter at Alsop's car. The audacity, the sheer madness of it all. Bourne seems to have an endless supply of the greasy projectiles, hurling them with reckless abandon at his rival. Alsop is swerving left and right, trying to dodge the incoming dairy barrage, but it's clear that his concentration is being tested like never before. I'm at a loss for words, folks. In all my years of commentating, I've never witnessed such a blatant display of unsportsmanlike conduct. Bourne's actions are not only dangerous, but also a complete mockery of the sport we all love. Why, Bourne, why? What could possibly possess you to resort to such cheap, dairy-based tactics? Is winning really worth sacrificing your integrity and the safety of your fellow drivers? It's a sad day for motorsports when a racer feels the need to rely on butter bombardment to gain an advantage. All we can do now is hope that as we enter the final lap of this unforgettable race, Bourne is still hot on Alsop's heels, refusing to let up on his buttery barrage. Alsop, to his credit, is defending like a true champion, weaving through the hail of dairy projectiles with the skill and grace of a seasoned pro. But wait, what's this? The FIA has just released a bombshell announcement. In light of the chaos unleashed by Bourne's butter-based tactics, they've decided to amend the rulebook on the fly. From now on, only certain brands and types of butter will be allowed on the track. The list includes grass-fed goodness, organic oleo, and churned champions, but notably excludes Bourne's favorite, slippery seconds. This sudden rule change has sent shockwaves through the racing world, and the pit lane is buzzing with confusion and disbelief. Teams are scrambling to check their butter supplies, praying that they've backed the right brand in this high-stakes dairy gamble. As for Bourne and Alsop, they're still locked in their bitter battle, with Bourne desperately trying to find a way past his rival. But with his preferred butter now banned, will Bourne's margarine-fueled dreams of victory melt away under the Texas sun? One thing's for sure! This race will go down in history as the day that butter changed the face of motorsports forever. The great butter battle of COTA will be remembered as a turning point, a moment when the world realized that sometimes the key to success lies not in horsepower or skill, but in the slippery, spreadable goodness of a well-chosen dairy product. So, as we watch these two warriors thundering towards the finish line, our cars glistening with the sheen of melted butter. Let us all take a moment to reflect on the strange, unpredictable nature of this sport we love. And let us never ever forget the power of butter. Butter believers, don't you dare touch that dial. Join us next week for another sizzling installment of on-track action, where the slippery drum of dairy-fueled racing is sure to keep you on the edge of your seat. You butter believe it. Bourne collides with thunder.